my motivation is coming from my personal story, my experience in my country, right? So I'm making more emphasis, and this is something you have to do. You have to know how to connect the dots. Welcome back to my channel. In the last video, I gave 5 tips about how to write motivational letter, and I also talked about the structure of the motivation letter. So today I'll be reading out the motivation letter that landed me my DAAD scholarship. I'll start with the introduction. So like I said, it has to be a personal, interesting story so that it can be captivating. So I grew up with the popular nation that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. At that time, the Super Eagles were superb at soccer with the likes of Rashidi Yekini, who had 37 goal credits in 58 appearances, a feat which bestowed so much grace and prestige to my country. Also, the discovery of consistent production of crude oil since the late 1950s has not only attracted multinationals and private investors, but has also attracted huge foreign exchange to the country. In the same vein, Nigeria prides herself as the most populated black country, positioning her as a large market, attracting foreign investment and the likes. These and many more were the reasons behind the giant accolade. However, I battled with understanding how an economy with great potential still struggles for self-sufficiency. That's the end of the first paragraph, and you see that it's very personal with the fact that I related it to my feeling about Nigeria, and I brought to light that it's a country with rich human natural resources and great potential, but with so much struggle. So this is an economic point of view which relates to my career and also to the course I intend to study at the university. For me, I think that's a very interesting and captivating introduction. So you'll be eager to hear what the person who has this kind of mindset, what has to offer, what she wants to do differently. Yes, next I studied economics and education at Obafemi Awolowo University, Nigeria. Here I was exposed to various principles, concepts and theories, as well as gather skill in both fields. Yet, my maths, analytical, problem solving and writing skills drew me towards economics. I consider 2014 as a year of reawakening as I got exposed to topics and issues and developments. Theoretical economics provided probable answers to numerous development questions that crept in my curious mind, while numeric skills came to light as I unraveled economic complexities. My composure, integrity, and valor got me appointed to serve as a class representative. Also, in my final year, I was unanimously appointed as the chairman of the final year student committee. I found those roles quite overwhelming at first, but with good time management skills and the quest to effect the change I so desired, I was able to serve diligently in those capacities. With great zeal, hard work, tenacity, curiosity, and affinity for knowledge, I graduated with first-class honors as a valedictorian of the department. Wow. So in this paragraph, I gave a summary of everything about my past, my bachelor's degree program. Besides my academic aspects, I also mentioned my leadership role in school because, for example, I was the class rep from 200 level back at the university till we graduated. I painted a picture that I'm not just a studious person, but I'm a person who loves to effect change, who loves to see things work out. And that's the reason why you also love to take leadership roles. We can't all be the same, but you have to find those things that are unique about you and paint that picture. So remember in the last video, I mentioned that you could all either link backward, start from your present and then link backward. So, but in my case, I started from my bachelor's program, and then in the next paragraph, I talked about my current role as at the time I applied for the scholarship. Next paragraph. Aside my leadership role in school, the quest for development has propelled me to take up volunteering, internship, projects and contract jobs during holidays. I talked about where I was working at the moment and my academic manuscript. Then they were under review, and then the job I talked about, I was currently working there. So that was my current situation. Yeah. And then next I talked about what I want, which is now the master's degree program that I was applying for at the University of Göttingen, which was supposed to be fully funded by the DAAD. So the next paragraph I said, master's degree in development economics with emphasis on agriculture is the leverage I need in the next phase of my academic and professional career to join hands with development experts group in Nigeria and Africa, such as I mentioned a few of them. These groups need trained experts who not only understand the unique peculiarity of issues in Nigeria, but have knowledge of global strategies, trends, and policies, and equally has the passion to drive the economy to its development path. I'm looking forward to a challenge of a master's degree in development economics at the University of Göttingen. From this paragraph, it's obvious that I did my research. So the course development of economics, you have the possibility to specialize in agriculture or in quantitative economics. And when I did my research then, I saw that agriculture was something I was interested in. I was actually making them understand that I'm aware about this crude oil menace in Nigeria, and I know that one way to go about it is by developing the agricultural sector, and which is why I'm interested in development economics with specialization in agriculture. So you see that there's a link with my introduction with what I want to do. Yes, and so I talked more about my research about this course. The practical teaching, research oriented, an emphasis on agricultural growth and economic development particularly appeals to me. A survey on the course content revealed that it entails a robust exposure to concepts, theories, and challenges of policy making and implementation in the agricultural sector around the world. Given my track record as the best, I'm certain that I'll compete well and maximize this rare opportunity. Equally of relevance to me are the multicultural blend and leading experts within the faculty listings. Also, the unrivaled mentorship from senior associates and professors, learning from colleagues and collaborative efforts in the classroom will enrich my existing knowledge base as well as provide the needed platform for culture content specific exchange. This paragraph is actually very informative about how much research I have done about the course that I'm interested in. Now, the next paragraph. My love for Germany motivated me to start a research on German history, profile, and culture. Getting quality education from a developed country like German will cost me a fortune. Of course, at that time, I didn't have this blog account, which was part of the requirement to come to Germany. However, this scholarship is a lifetime opportunity, which would not only avail me an opportunity to get quality training, but to ensure my 100% focus and motivation throughout. So, it's good because it's an opportunity for someone who doesn't have the fund to be able to come. But more than that, even when I have the opportunity to come because I have a scholarship, it keeps me focused, and which is actually true because now you don't have to think about where your next meal will come from. You're sure that every month you get an alert from the DAAD, right? So it keeps you focused, and this is the idea of the scholarship. And now you know it, so you have to write it so that it sounds like you people are thinking alike. Then personally, now what do I stand to gain from the scholarship? Personally, this scholarship will afford me an opportunity to strive for knowledge, expertise, and academic excellence as always. So in the previous paragraphs, I mentioned that I graduated with first class as the valedictorian, as the best student in my class, and I try to re-emphasize it that this is actually what I always strive for. I always strive for academic excellence, how to stand out, and this scholarship would give me that opportunity to showcase this again, right? Then in my trajectory as a development expert, it will enable me to combine experience, trainings, and knowledge to formulate policies that will address development issues in my country, as well as revive the region's giants. So again, I am now making a projection on what this program, at least this course, if I have the scholarship, would offer me. So it would allow me an opportunity to become that development expert which I want to be, and it will enable me to combine my experiences with my trainings I get in school, and then with the knowledge about policies to develop and formulate policies that can actually revive the Africa's giant. I'm referring again to the first paragraph because my motivation is coming from my personal story, my experience in my country, right? So I'm making more emphasis, and this is something you have to do. You have to know how to connect the dots. You have to know how to link the paragraph. You have to be intentional about the last sentence in the preceding paragraph. It must align with the beginning sentence of the next paragraph. You don't want to write something that is not flowing. It has to be flowing. Like the person shouldn't stop. The reader shouldn't stop. She don't even have the opportunity to take a glass of water. He should just keep reading. Everything should just flow through and through. So overall, it will contribute immensely to my academic and professional career and enable me to contribute significantly to the development of Africa. Again, here I try to say that it's not only about Nigeria, but it's about Africa. It's about the global economy of which Africa is significant. So to the last paragraph, here is the summary, and here is really at the end of the day what I'm expecting from the DAAD. Success connotes diverse meaning. For me, it's a stimulus to dream big, to embrace more challenges, delay gratification, and strive for a better tomorrow. I'm only at the start in my career, but I believe I'm equipped for this challenge, and I'm fully convinced that the DAAD Scholarship is a great opportunity for me. Thanks and kind regards. Every time I read this motivation letter, I get re-motivated about what I want to do, about my career, about my plans and my future goals. And I'll tell you, if you stick to the tips I gave to you and you try to follow these guides, you will be able to come up with something very personal to you, but it's very compelling and something that people can actually, believe in and can align with your ideas. Because at the end of the day, the goal of getting the scholarship is to make life easy for you as a student studying abroad. This is actually the motivation letter, and I'll be looking forward to your comments in the comment section. If you're at this phase writing a motivation letter or a cover letter for a job, please put down your comments and let's know how we can deal with it together. All right, so thank you so much for your time. I'll see you guys in my next video. Stick around, subscribe, like this video, share to your contacts. Definitely, I'm following up immediately with another video. Thank you so much. Cheers.